You might think that the name Small Business Administration would be a clear description of what that government agency does, support small businesses and make sure that they get a fair share of federal contracts. Well, not quite. We have a story tonight that Sharyl Attkisson has been tracking for almost 2 years, and here's her latest.
As the new head of the Small Business Administration was sworn in today, Democrats on Capitol Hill were suggesting a new name for his agency, maybe something like the Big Business Administration. That's because so many government contracts intended for small firms are going instead to some of the biggest corporate names in America. According to an investigation by Democrats on the House Small Business Committee, last year a hefty $12 billion in federal contracts were given to, if you can believe it, names like Microsoft, Rolls-Royce, and Walmart, 2,500 big businesses in all. How can that happen? A big part of the problem is mega corporations somehow getting labeled as small on SBA lists or contract applications. SBA's Calvin Jenkins says they're investigating, but most of the problems can be chalked up to innocent errors.
We don't believe we've seen any intentional wrongdoings on the part of firms to certify themselves as small when they're really large.
Congresswoman Nydia Velázquez insists the SBA has got to know better. Do you think a good percentage of this is just honest mistakes, or do you think this is fraud?
When they see the name Rolls-Royce or Microsoft, if that doesn't ring the bell, if that doesn't tell them that they are large corporations, come on.
The big losers, tiny firms like Sindra Stokes Company, Federal Edge in California, grand total 8 employees.
Small business is actually a little bit too big of a name for us. I tend to call us micro business.
Incredibly, her firm once lost out on a contract meant for small business to a billion-dollar corporation with 700 employees. She eventually won an expensive appeal, something most little firms can't afford to pursue. We contacted some of the big businesses. They all said they never claimed to be mom and pop shops and blame clerical errors or say they got the contracts fair and square through their small business partners.